before you know you have pride, and you don't even know that, okay, this is something that is in me, this is something that I have to work on. That's why I said it's very important for people to know what humility is first. In studying pride, you can't just study it without studying humility or practicing humility first. You have to know what humility is.
That means you are living a particular kind of life. What are you falling back to?
Yes.
In other words, if you are saying you have to study pride and have to study humility because you are falling back to be humble,
yes,
or you are falling back on humility. So if you are removing pride from your life, you have to have something to fall back to. That's a very brilliant point. Excessive feeling of who you are, to not to yourself but to others, is not an achievement. It's not an achievement. Whatever you have achieved as an individual, if it is money, we will eventually have a way of knowing Joyce has money. If it is a relationship that makes you happy, eventually we will find out, Stella is happy. What is it? She's going out with Solo. Oh, wow. Ever since they started going out, they started dating. She's been so happy. That means there is joy in the relationship. Yeah. But you can decide to be yourself, and people can be proud on your behalf.
True.
People can find faults from the things that you do and start getting angry just because you are happy. So how do we deal with pride?
I think to deal with pride, first and foremost, you need to acknowledge the fact that you are proud. If you have not acknowledged the fact that you're proud, then you can't deal with pride on its own, because it's something for you to know. When you know you have a problem, then you'll be open to learning. Because we know that one thing I think you should also pin out when you know you're proud is the fact that you stop growing. Pride comes with you reach a point where there's no more growth taking place in your life. You just feel you've already achieved all you need to, and it just seems to be like a veil that cover you. You don't even tend to see anything. But when you acknowledge the fact that, okay, I have a problem and I need to deal with it, then already solution is already on your hand, because you know that you have a problem, which is pride, and you are ready to unlearn that habit, or that so that you can be corrected and humble, and so that you can learn from people regardless of who the person is. If it means for you to come down from your very high horse down to other people who are not up to your class, you feel, to learn, then you should be open to learning. And I think that is the first place for you to start learning, and so that you'll be able to be humble in everything you do. And also to know that being humble doesn't make you being stupid, because people always feel that when you're humble you're stupid and people will step on you. But you need to realize that it's not it won't give people the room to step on you, but rather it's open you up to learn more about things, learn more about life and other things that will help you to walk in the right track.
You are about to jump into answering what
yes. I said. What you said is very important. There are people that judge people based on their reflection. They just see you and think, okay, you are proud, even though you don't even know what pride is. You are not even exhibiting that, but because of their judgment. But that aside, so let's also say something that is very important. Yes, you have to acknowledge it before solving. But there are people that are not even proud. I don't think you must be proud before you can solve it, or you must be proud before you can fight pride. No, I feel that's for me personally. I feel for you to fight pride, or for you to stay away from it, you have to practice humility. You have to know the differences. You mustn't be proud. You mustn't have the character of pride before you practice. There are times that for you not to even learn pride, you have to stay away from it. Okay, it's like, okay, I see that you are an arrogant person, and I don't want to be like that. I am not arrogant, but I don't want to be like that. What should I do? I should learn from your mistakes. I should learn from this arrogance so that I can stay away from it. I think that's where I'm coming from. And okay, let me give an example. The first time I ever learned about excellence in my life was when you thought about it in, I think, 2018, one of the classes we had in Equa TV with the old staff, and like it was a new setting we just resumed, and you thought about excellence. I was like, I've never seen it like this, and so there's something, so I can actually desire it. Actually, I can actually learn it. What did I do? I was like, okay, I started asking God, give me the spirit of excellence. If this thing is good, if this thing is noble, if this thing will make me, have speed, or it will make my work to be good, then I desire the spirit of excellence. Because you asked us that we should ask for the spirit if we desire it, and if we are saddled with responsibilities, we shouldn't be mediocre, like average in it. And I started asking for it, but something came to my mind. I was like, okay, if God gives me the spirit of excellence, I know I'll be proud. What should I do? I started saying that, okay, let me study on pride. I started listening to a lot of people. There's somebody I listen a lot to, is on YouTube, it's Pastor Mike Todd. I started listening to him. He talked about pride, and it was the story of David. David was minding his father's business when the priest came to anoint one of the sons as king. The father brought out the first child, the second, the third, the fourth, till the 11th, and he was like, no, none of this is king. None of this will be king. There's somebody we are waiting for, and I will not sit till this person comes. And the father remembers, there is one of my child. It's actually the last born. The father didn't think David worthy of kingship. I think people didn't even remember him at all. But he was minding his father's business. You see, he was focused, he was determined. He was doing his father's business, and the father didn't even consider him as going to be king someday. They had to send for David, and he came, and the priest was like, yes, this is the king, and they anointed him. Look at everything. David was excellent in his business. He was doing everything to perfection. Like, he was focused, he was determined. This was a journey that he didn't even know, okay, what will be the next? Because his hope was in God. I don't know my future, but I know that, okay, God has given me this. This is my father's business. Let me mind it. But with a, swift moment, in just split seconds, he was anointed king. What did I learn from that? Minding your business, being excellent in it, but you have to fight pride. If David was someone maybe when they anointed him, be like, look at you people, Agbaya, like, okay, big thing, look at you people, I'm the last born, but I'm being anointed, I am this, but look at me, who is going to rule over you? That's pride, like a pride talk. He didn't even say that. He didn't even see himself worthy of anything. He didn't even see that, okay, he was chosen or he was chosen from the 11 sons, but he became king. I learned a lot from that. That's the spirit of excellence, and that is you can even learn confidence from that, and you can even learn pride from that. If you know that, okay, all these successes will bring pride, all this achievement will bring pride, or if you are good in what you do, it will bring pride. You have to sit down, acknowledge it. All these things will bring pride, but what do I have to do? Learn not to be proud in it. And that's what I learned from,
That's wonderful. You guys were talking, I've been thinking about the silent pride, where you don't have to say anything, but we know you are proud. It happens. At home it happens. At work it happens. In school it happens. Everywhere it happens. Have you ever had someone at workplace that is very experienced with everything? You say, okay, tomorrow we have, I like to bring what we do as an example. Let's say tomorrow we have a production at 10. And then there's this guy who knows that he is the master behind every technicality. I know if I'm not there, they will wait for me. He didn't talk. He didn't say anything. The production was for 10. The call time was for 9. Or the work was for 10. The resumption time was for 9. And then it's 9 that is getting off the bed. And then it's 9. And then you are calling him and he was like, I'll be there. I'll be there. He didn't say anything. He didn't do anything. He didn't talk to anybody. He didn't mention that if I am not in that place, this thing will not happen. But he knows by himself
yes,
that he is the kingpin. He's there, he does the lights, he does the cameras, he turns on the generating set, he knows how to switch for power to come, he knows what to do, he can work on the temperature, he can do everything. He knows that if he is not there, that production is stagnant. That production is stagnant. So what will he do? He would stroll in at 10:30. And because you don't have anything to do, even when he comes, you celebrate him. You don't get angry. Because you know, even if you get angry, nobody can work this equipment like this guy. Nobody can work anything in that station or in that office like this guy. So when he comes, you celebrate him, even when he's coming late. It's called silent pride. It's silent pride. You don't show it, you don't say it, you just act it. You just act it, you just behave it. You know that in the workplace, you are the one holding the office money. And you know that tomorrow it will be needed. Say, if they don't call me, they won't see this money. It's pride. You didn't tell anybody. You didn't discuss with anybody, I'm going to show them, I'm going to do. No, but it's pride. You know that you are the pastor and you are the one preaching at this naming ceremony. You are the one naming the child, you are the one preaching. But you say, if I don't get there, what can they? They can't do anything. I'm the pastor of the church. I joined them on their wedding day. So whatever it is, they will wait. And that naming was for 6 a.m. People will come before they go to work and all of that. And people have been sitting. And when you got there, you'll be like, okay, so everybody is there. Okay, let us pray. It's pride.
It is.
It's pride. There are people that can show you this is what they have. Some people can show you this is what they are made up of. Two different things. This is what I have. This is what I'm made up of. I have bought this. You in your family, who has ever been in possession of this? It's pride. It's pride. And then people will tell you, I am the only one that can do it in that organization. They will wait for me. You know, we have to be careful because, yes, I have said this several times to people. The gift, the Bible says, the gift and the calling of God, they are without repentance. What that means is if God gives you a gift to talk, and when you talk, people listen. People hear you. People believe you. People apply what you say to their life, and it works. God can never, no matter how you mess up, he can never take that gift away from you. He doesn't. He's not human. But you know what? He will take away the anointing that makes people listen to you, apply it in their lives, and have it work for them. He will take it away. So all you are left with is the gift. In other words, all you are left with is emptiness.
So that means that gift can turn out to be a curse to you.
It's not that means. That's what it is outrightly. That's what it is outrightly.
There's no use for it.
There's no use for it. You will talk, people will clap, they will call you, people will celebrate your presence, but thereafter, immediately you finish speaking, nobody remembers anything. Why do you think there are so many people doing one thing, but there are always few that are invited to do the thing when there is need for it?
True.
Why do you think so? Why do you think so? Sometimes I wake up and I wonder, I say, God, what did I do? What did I do? There was a day I had 28 different churches outside of Plateau State inviting me to come and talk to youths. I was like, why? Why? And then I prayed, I said, God, help me never ever to see this as my ability. Never ever to see this as my ability. You are giving a unit head in an organization, but you see it as an opportunity to lord over people. You are made a leader in a place. You stop being the humble person that made them give you that position. You stopped because of position. Okay, you see, you are called engineer or professor or this. The day you die, the only thing that people will add is on the program. Engineer, XYZ, SBM, MSEB, PSS, SYZ, S this one. Very long. At that point, you took the last breath. Everything about your life, including your physical body, has become useless. So what do we think of when we're talking about life? The Bible says, let he who boast in the Lord. Joyce, who is a proud man?
A proud man.
When I say man now, I mean...
Yes, the generality. A proud man, like I said, is someone that doesn't know humility. A proud man is someone that doesn't even know time and chance. If you understand time and chance, you understand life. If you understand that, okay, let me bring it now to faith. If you understand that God can choose anybody to exalt him, you understand life. You see, a proud person is someone that maybe is, let me give this example, he's blessed with certain attributes, he's blessed with excellence, he's blessed with, maybe at the place of work, with speed, he's blessed with, you know, a lot of these things, and he doesn't consider he considers himself as beyond and above everybody else. He sees it as, okay, this is a chance because, okay, I'm the best here and people know that I'm the best here. This is how I'm going to do this. People must, you know, bow to me. Just like the example you made where you have maybe this is the best in everything. He's the one that will power this. He's the one that will do this. And people wait for him. They even celebrate him. Before long, they will stop. Before long, those characters will start thinking. Before long, people will know that this person is a proud person. And if we continue like this organization will not move forward. We need to groom someone. We need to bring somebody to replace. Before long, he will be humbled. Because he's a little child. Like an intern that will even come and be groomed, and he will take that position. There are people that God will raise. Even there are people that will be raised to replace him because of this character. He is excellent in all he does. He is, you know, when he touches something, that is the best. But he will be replaced because of pride. God resists pride. People, God is in the Bible. You have so many examples. Is it Nebuchadnezzar? You know, he felt beyond and above himself that he was thinking, okay, people should start worshiping him because I am now a God. I am like God. Like, what is it that God can do that me I cannot do? I have this big city to myself. Like, I can say things and people will worship me. Why can't I go further? He's decided, okay, let me bring up an image that everybody, you know, should bow down to. That was the decree in the land. Before long, he was humbled. He was turned to like a beast. You know, he started feeding on grass.
He was not like a beast. He was turned to a beast. You know, Joyce, when you have acquired name for yourself, at that point, you forget that people have been respecting you because of what you have been doing that was of impact to them. And when you have that sense of arrival, you feel you can command people to do whatever you want.
Yes.
When people realize that, no, we respected this man because of the things that he does in church.
Yes.
This guy can sing well. He can lead praise and worship very well. That's why we respect him. So stay on that lane so that we can keep respecting you. The day that you preached and people clap, wow, you could preach too. And then because of that, you started gathering people to make your pastor look useless.
Yes.
That is the point that God will leave you with voice. The only thing you have is voice. Voice cannot do anything to anybody. If voice could heal, Michael Jackson could have healed everybody in the world. If voice could heal, we have great musicians that could, like, they will sing and people, we know there is a healing psychologically. And, you know, when people are going through emotional issues, when they hear songs, they get to come up. But that is not a sickness. We're talking about somebody paralyzed physically in their bodies, and then you can sing and then they can get healed. It's the anointing that can do that. When you have a sense of arrival in everything that you do, it's pride. You are a proud person. And you know what? The Bible says God humbles the proud. What is the meaning of humbling the proud? You have become irrelevant, no matter how gifted you are. Now, I have been guilty of this kind of pride several times. And I'll tell you why. And you will see your guilt too in a minute. Have you ever been given an assignment that you, oh, let me deal with these big ones. This one can wait till tomorrow.
True.
It's pride. Have you ever been given a job that who gave you the job knows that you can deliver before 8 o'clock? And that was why he said, give me at 8. And you couldn't do that at 8. Have you? That's pride. Whenever somebody is asking you to do something, okay, have we ever built in Equa TV? Like blocks, cement, and all of that, any project we have done, have we ever done that? Are you an excellent person?
In the building.
No, in life.
I believe.
Are you an excellent person in life? Why didn't I call you when we were ready to build?
It's not my
That's not
expertise.
my specialty.
Have I given you scripts to write before? Have I given you a letter to write before? Have I given you a show to host before?
Yes.
Did you host it?
Yes.
Why did I give you the show to host? Why did I give you the script to write?
That's my.
Because I believe in your ability. When you don't deliver the time that I want you to deliver, it's pride. It's not the lack of delivery that is pride. It is your inability to do it that is the pride.
Even with.
Let me say it again. Pass me that mug. It's not like you cannot pass me the mug. See, you didn't give me. It's pride that didn't allow you.
I was thinking.
Yes,
Nine
that
or
is it. That is the point that I'm trying to make. And thank God you responded in a way that will make it really, exemplified. When you ask somebody to do something, whether it is at home, whether it is in school, whether it is at work, and they didn't do it, it was pride that taught them not to do it. If you were humble, you were asked to do it, you will leave whatever you are doing to do it. Do you understand the point that I'm making? Also, everybody has failed in that responsibility. It was pride. Why was it pride? Maybe if I do it, they would keep bringing me work abruptly and ask me to do it. That is pride.
Okay.
That is pride. That is pride. And you know, when you start hearing, some people don't even make effort when you give them work to do. They don't make effort to do it. Why? There is an impossibility already introduced to the scene. So I will not pay attention to it. When I'm asked, I will tell them why I couldn't do it. When I'm asked, I'll tell them why I couldn't do it. Now, in every organization, a junior staff cannot walk up to you and give you a job to do. It is a senior that will give you. And when he gives you something and you don't do it back, and I hope people are watching this show wherever they are. If somebody that is above you at work or at home or anywhere, above you gives you something to do and you don't do it, you have not just failed. You have disrespected the person that has asked you to do it. And why didn't you do it? You are proud. What is the pride there? I will explain. What can they do to me? That means you are beyond punishment. You are beyond anything the person can do to you. Pride. You have this sense that nothing can be done to you. It's not that nothing, it's somebody that will do the thing to you, right? It's somebody that will do the punishment. It's somebody that will do. So what can they do? At most,
They will shout.
they will shout. At most, they will get angry. At most, they will suspend me. At most, they will fire me. At most, but life continues. That's what people say. Life continues. Haven't you met people that are very, very unproductive and they don't care? It's pride. It's pride.
So you choose to remain where you are.
It's pride. Some people will tell you, I would rather beg
Yes.
than do what this person is asking me to do. It's pride.
Even this.
Some people will tell you, I would rather resign and be at home
than for this,
than for
media
this
assignment.
particular person to be talking to me anyhow. It's pride. And listen, maybe your destiny in life is to work in 100 places with 100 bosses that have one character. The same character that made you leave the place you were before.
It again, the next.
So all your life, every 2 years, you are leaving a job. You are quitting. Every 3 years, you are quitting. Every 4 years, you are quitting. Familiarity. And this boastful attitude, because there is a great difference between boasting and pride. Right?
Yes.
There's a proud person is someone that is full of pride.
But you can be proud and be boastful.
It's worse when you have both. It's worse. They go hand in hand, but it's worse when you have both. See, we're supposed to talk about fall before 30 minutes into the show, but we need to deal with this pride thing. You know, some people think they can be talked to. Some people, while they walk, they start looking for options of how to live because they have planned, whatever happens, I am ready to even leave the organization. I'm even ready to leave the job. This man, because you bought car and gave me to be driving and bring you money, you can disrespect me. The man that can buy car and give you to drive and bring money is richer than you.
It's above, yeah.
So I know humble and learn.
He's richer than you. You don't have anything to offer. To your family, you cannot offer anything. To yourself, you cannot offer anything. To the people your immediate community, you can't offer anything. They call you from the village, just 5,000 you cannot send. Now somebody came and said, oh wow, this brother has been out of job for a long time. You don't have any formal education, but you can drive. Let's buy a car and give this man now. Okay. And you come, you kneel down, sir. I am grateful. You don't know what you have done for me. You even brought your wife and your children to thank the man. And then suddenly the man becomes small in your own eyes. It happens. It happens. You see, I have tried so many things in this life and I've seen how people behave. At a point, I had 10 bosses in Abuja. I shouldn't say that on TV. But I sold one because of the behaviors of the driver. And then the person managing the vehicle will call me, they have arrested this driver. And then the driver will call you, you are not seeing him till after 3 weeks and all of that. I will not forget, at 12 midnight, I went to one of the driver's house. Because we haven't seen him in like almost a month. So I went, my in-law was with me, I went, 2 police officers were with me. When we got to the house, his wife gave birth. The baby is not up to 2 months. She told us that she has not seen him for over a month. So she said, please sir, from here, are you people going home? We said, no, we are looking for your husband. She said, let me join you. She said, I said, madam, it's almost 1 a.m. She said, sir, let me join you. I am tired of borrowing money from people. This baby will have cough. I will borrow 500 naira for medicine. This baby will have this. I will borrow. I am tired. His number is off. I have been calling his conductor. The conductor has not been picking the call. So suddenly the conductor called me and said, sir, I have seen the car parked at so place. So the woman followed me at that time of the night. No, somebody called the conductor to say, I have seen your Oga, his car is so place. So we went to the conductor's house in the middle of the night. Oh my God. I wonder how people live. So we drove there, to cut the long story short, we drove there, we got the conductor with the wife, the 2 policemen and my in-law in my car. So he took us to the place where the car was seen. We entered there and saw him in a pool of girls spending money. He was arrested. His wife gave him a very good lick. She said, so this is what you have been doing. And we have look at this baby. We collected the baby for her because the baby could fall. So how can a man be so irresponsible? Even to the things that he's supposed to be responsible about first. And I'm going to say this on this show. If you are only responsible when you need to be responsible, you are a very big irresponsible person. If you are only responsible when you need to be responsible, you are a very big irresponsible person. Because if you are supposed to be responsible, you are supposed to be responsible all the time.
Yes.
Some people at work, the only time they are responsible is when you give them responsibility. They carry it, they finish, they become irresponsible. Haven't
They
you
even
met?
wonder why other people are busy.
Yes. Haven't you met people who say, they wonder why people are busy. Haven't you met people who say, so what are you? They say you closed 7 yesterday. What were you doing?
Of course.
I was coming to work yesterday. A friend of mine said, GM, you are going to work today, Sunday? I said, yes. I go to work every day. He said, no. Him on Friday too, he's home. And on Monday is by 10 that he's leaving home. I say, I don't do that. He said, why? He said, rest. Do this. I say, I am responsible for a lot of things. Even my rest, I am responsible for it. So I know when to do it. But there are people who don't see being responsible as a responsibility. Being responsible as a responsibility is like they say a verb is a doing word, but responsibility is a verb. It's something you do. Like you have to be responsible. You have to be responsible. I remember in those days I was working with a governor. A governor met us and he said, you have to be a performing person. He's a governor serving. I think he's a senator now. He said, you have to be a performing person. He said, leave being appointed by a governor. He said, outside here, be responsible, be a performing person. He said, in life, you have to keep performing. I will take that anywhere I go. He said, you have to keep performing. Let me tell you one thing that is draining. And let me find a way of linking it to fall. One thing that is draining in life, Joyce, is when you start flocking with people that are falling. And that brings us to the next point, which is the fall. When you start flocking with people that are falling. You know, Proverbs, I think 22 or 24 talks about a dog going back to its old vomit. People that have fallen, that you have left their lives. And you feel, I have missed Abigail.
Let me reconnect.
Maybe it's your death that is looking for a strategy of how to call you faster than your time. Once you have left something, the Bible talks about the dog that vomited in a particular place and played around and remember, I have, okay, let me go. Hookups. Something that you have left. Something that you have left because it was falling. You go back to it, you fall too. You fall too. So when we talk about fall, we say move from an advanced level to inferior, swiftly and without control. Have you ever fallen? Okay, I've asked you, I think last week, and you said yes.
Yes.
If you had control, why didn't you
Balance
before
back.
getting to the ground? Swiftly without control. Now, there are people that have fallen. And we say things like, who will help them? Let me go and help them. There are people that have fallen. They don't care that they have fallen. In fact, they are more comfortable at that falling position than coming to where you are. People that laugh at you for spending time in your job are falling. People that tell you, don't you need rest? It's not rest they are really talking about. They are trying to slow you down. They are falling. People that don't look at life at the same level that you do, you are higher than them. You are higher than them. They may not really have fallen, but they are at a particular level. They can never ever see life from your standpoint. They can never see life from your standpoint. When does someone become a braggart? When you start bragging. Most of the time when people brag, they are bragging from a falling position. Because when they were busy with what made them relevant, they wouldn't have time. So now that thing that gave them relevant is absenting itself from them. What will they say to you? See, we have been there. There is nothing in the thing. There's nothing truly, because now in the times of affairs, or in the affairs of time, you are irrelevant. So you wouldn't know what is
going
obtainable.
back today.
Yes, you know, how do we know a fallen person?
Just yesterday, where we came for the recording of this program, Sambo and Hassan and I were outside. And I don't know what brought about the talk, but I was like, why is that people are used to, even your wives at home, family at home, friends, they are used to telling people this, like, you people are going to work, like, are you the only one, you understand, that is in your organization? Why are you the only workaholic, or you are the only one with this much responsibility? The other people, what are they doing? Like, they try to make you feel bad, you know. Then it was a discussion that they chipped in their own opinions.
Don't
and I was
forget
like,
your point. Let me ask you a question. Do you have people that you have blocked on your phone?
I have.
Do you know how many people are blocked in my phone? 1,900 and something. I have over 12,000 contacts. 1,900 and something have been blocked, and 70% of them are people that are against my progress. What do I mean? People who tell you, Tony, slow it down.
You're too fast.
Must you do this work? If you die today, somebody, it will continue. I hate that. I don't want to hear that. I am set on a course. I must follow. That's what Apostle Paul said. Say, I am set on a course, on a pattern that I must follow. It is what I see. Have we worked as hard as Jesus did? How many people in Equa TV have fasted 40 days and 40 nights? How many people have been tempted by the devil directly? Have you ever met the devil? The Bible says it was the devil that took Jesus to the cliff of the mountain. How many times has the devil taken you anywhere? That's the point. Jesus was human being when he came. He functioned in a human body like you and mine, like yours and mine. Sorry. But people could not access him to say, slow down, this thing you are doing, but they found ways. They found ways. And when you start meeting people that would not tell you, wow, you are doing well, keep it up. These are the people I like. People say, you are working real hard to ubangiji etemekeku. That's what I want to hear. God help you. You understand? So you are in the middle of and our time is so let's quickly have.
So what ended the discussion was this. I responded by saying, so when I try to respond to certain people like that, I tell them it's because I am responsible. I'm responding to a responsibility that is given to me, and because I'm responsible, responding to it, I've become so reliable that they even give me more. So it shuts them up. And I said, I think they agreed to it. They said, okay, that's what they will keep saying to, so that to push these people away. You see, when the devil wants you to fall, he will give you a lot of things that you will consider wise. He will give you the speech of sarcasm. He will make you to dishonor men.
He will send wrong people your way.
He will even give you the spirit of familiarity, and he will make you feel as if you are so exalted. See, in the Bible, David, what happened to him? Pride entered him, and he decided to conduct census in the land. After conducting it, he wanted to be proud, like, wow, these are the people I'm ruling. But he repented. He was like, this is not by my power. This is not by my might. This is not my doing. It's God that have kept me.
Where they brought you from.
Yes.
If they had selected one person from the 10 people or the 11 or the 10 people, you wouldn't have been where you are today, you know.
But we consider ourselves so much that we start dishonoring men, people that we've always looked up to. They get so familiar, you know, that we use the speech of sarcasm or we use the over familiarity spirit, and we don't even see anything wrong with it. But that's the beginning of fall. That's the beginning where we start. In short, there are people that even come to our lives to influence us to do that. There is somebody that told me one time that, wow, I know a lot of these things. I should be proud in it. Like, they should even beg me to be, like, do my assignments at the place of work. Someone very close, someone, like, I never discussed this with the person. I was like, why would I do that? If I'm doing these responsibilities, because they know that I can deliver in it, and they know that I will make work to ease off. That if it was her or him, the person that said it, that if this reached her table and they are like dealing with her how they are dealing with me, like they don't respect me.
That's why she's not giving,
because doing that. You understand? That she will make it wait on her table till they beg her. I was like, you'll be replaced. And it's not like you'll just be replaced, you'll be humiliated. It's someone that you used to disregard, someone small, someone little, maybe someone that you groomed, that will even take your position. So why will you even do that? Just honor the person that is giving you the work. No matter how little. There are times that you might be in a big position, but they will ask you to do the work of maybe a messenger in the office, and you'll be wondering, is it that they don't know me, or do you understand? So sometimes the devil comes in that way.
Lastly, we have a lot of comments. I would like to take the comments, but let me tell you one thing that happened quickly last week. A woman called me. She said, Uncle Tony, please come. I said, I am very busy. That was the day we were doing the Never Ending Worship recording. She said, please, even if it's just 10 minutes, I need to see you. I said, okay. So her daughter had this job. A not very close friend of mine, but I know him. Once in a while we talk, we meet. He owns a very big company. In fact, he used to own one of the biggest online platforms in Nigeria. So he started a company, very big company, and he was paying this girl, I think, 250,000 monthly. So what happened? Her colleague said, I needed someone to make my hair. So she said, my sister can weave, she can do all of these things. So she called her sister. Now, the policy of the organization is when you come to work, they order, you call for your lunch, or you eat in the kitchen, and then you if you have to go out, you can go out during your break, but you can call for your food and all that. So when you resume work in the morning, you don't go outside. And you take your break, you go outside and come back, and you stay till closing time, and nobody visits you, and you don't go outside. But when the sister came, she now called the intercom and told her, you know how we don't like keeping people here. So when they went out, drove in the woman's car, they went to do the hair, and then her sister stayed back at work. When they came back and saw that they allowed a stranger to the premises, they fired her and the woman. And the woman that they came to make the hair, her husband is the friend of the CEO.
Wow.
He wrote them off immediately. He said, are you sure? Yes. He said, play the video on the CCTV and send to me as a clip. They sent it to him as a clip. He fired them. So I now called him. It was his wife that picked. When the mother told me, now see what has happened though. Even though she got another job that they were paying her 25% of what she was earning before. Like she was paid 100,000, for instance, now she's receiving 25,000. So she's always coming home. She rented a house in the choicest place in Jos, and she was comfortable and she was paying it. Now she's living at home. So I called him. He didn't pick. I called about 3 times. His wife now picked. And his wife now told me that that other person's husband, that is a closer friend to him, called him, and he said for the sake of their friendship, he should not talk about his policy, the policy of his organization. If not, they will not be friends forever. That lady is at home now. She's learning how to bake so that she can add up to the small money that she's making. Simple instruction. You have fallen. Simple instruction. You would have just told your sister, wait outside. Now, some people will say, Haba, she's my sister. The place where you are working said, we don't want anybody.
You dishonored the policy.
Do you know what? Now her sister is still making people's hair all over. Making money. You are out of job. Sometimes her sister makes more than what she's paid from making people's hair. She is falling. And there's nothing you can do about that. We have Nemi Strom. He said, Trump is our very good friend. He said, greetings to you all in the studio. Great discussion. We have Lucy John Kaga. More grace to you people. One love. We have Godwin Shunon Bulus. He said, it's truth, sir. We have Emmanuel. I want you to scroll all the way up. Yeah, we have Emmanuel watching live from Ghana. Pride is killing a lot of my friends, and it's funny. He said it's funny. Emmanuel, what do you mean by it's funny? How are you? How is Ghana today? We have Morgan Murphy. More grace to you, sir. I'm always proud of you in the house. Wow, thank you so much, sir. We have Godwin Shunon Bulus again. He said it's because of pride that makes the Pharisees man from him. We have
John Ibrahim.
John Ibrahim, more grace. We have being proud or depreciating. How can one be self-confident without? I guess that's another discussion. Yes, like you said, that's another discussion. Side note, some people think adding with all due respect before a statement makes all due respect before a statement makes that statement a humble one. It's not true. That's all the comment we have. Thank you very much, everyone, for following. And I think he said it's another day's discussion, but maybe people have to learn how to be humble. You know, so you stop being pride. You have to study humility so that you can. So if that has answered your question, tomorrow we have another wonderful topic. Thank you very much, Joyce and Sele, for try to be kind to one another. Pride kills. It eats you up to the point that you get to be falling. Stay out of trouble. Be kind to one another. Thank you all supporters of Equa Television for giving us this platform, and we thank all our social media followers to bring you topics that are really, really of essence. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Stay